That's National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party, highly anticipated, and it has ended yesterday. And there are so many commentaries that have been coming out from that meeting. Some persons are comfortable with the outcome, others are disappointed. So let's find out exactly what is playing out as far as that meeting was concerned. We're being joined in the program by former governorship aspirant in Ogun State and a PDP chieftain, Mr. Sowunmi. He joins us from Abuja studio. Mr. Sowunmi, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Let's begin with your assessment. Are you satisfied or disappointed with what played out at yesterday's NEC?
Okay, I think the first thing I want to say is send condolences to the governor and people of Plateau State, and to say that we're tired of giving out condolences. We really look forward to a government that can step into the issues, stamp its feet down, and do whatever is required, including rejigging the security architecture to give the states more powers to be able to control the security of their spaces and do a whole lot more. We can't normalize just saying every time people have been killed, people have been killed, people have been killed. Clearly, the APC government from 2015 till date have made a very small problem in the northeastern corner of the country worse, and we'll just hope that Nigerians are taking note of these failed attempts so that when they have another opportunity to pick another leader, they can just dump them. Now, for the NEC, I'll say that, you see, people must learn to respect democratic outcomes. We called for this NEC. We lobbied for this NEC. We bullied for this NEC. I sued the party for this NEC. Why? Because we recognize that in our party, the NEC is the sort of the second to the highest. The only one that is higher than it is the National Convention. And we haven't had a NEC in like 18 months, and there were lots of issues, quarrels about people in discipline, conversation around Wike this, Wike that, and all what you have on the table, especially post-2023 presidential election. And when the conversation was not going away, I thought that maybe if God helped us and we called the NEC, all the people that have the opportunity to be at that NEC, and our NEC is not made up of just anybody. You have the NWC, you have the Senate caucus, about 24 or so of them. You have the Rep caucus, about 16 or so of them. You have BOT members. You have all the governors that are, elected on our stable, about 13 of them. You have all our state chairmen, about 36, maybe plus Abuja. You have all the presidents and former president and vice president who are still members of our party. It's a large meeting made up of people that we know also know the party, know its history, know its directive principle, know its operative tendency, some of them even knowing its history. And once we have called that NEC, we must then say, how did the NEC go? There are three views on the table. There are those who expected the NEC to just go in there and slam the people they wanted slammed. And there are those who wanted the Damagun to remain in perpetuity. And there are those who wanted a measured but disciplined way out of the challenge of the now. I seem to fall into that third category. And I am particularly excited that people that Nigerians would think if they met themselves, they will not even say hello to themselves, were all called into one room. First, they did the caucus meeting. They all attended. They did the governors' forum meeting. Our governors attended. They did the BOT meeting. Our BOT attended. We did our NEC, and they went in there. Because of the powers of our NEC and the way the NEC is structured and the constitution of our party, we know that whatever the NEC says will be final until another NEC. Now, what has the NEC said? I don't know why people are upset. The NEC has said we are giving them a few more months so that the people of the North Central will go and figure out who they're bringing for that replacement. In the meantime, they can continue operating on the things that are now due or are falling due, like congresses of states and what have you. And the constitution has said, okay, we're going to have the next NEC on a certain date. They have even picked a date for the next NEC. They've set up a disciplinary committee and they've set up a reconciliation committee. To the best of information available to me, Bukola Saraki, former Senate President, His Excellency Bukola Saraki is in charge of reconciliation. The former governor of the fantastically high-performing, not too convoluting, easygoing, top-level performance governor of Akwa Ibom State, created a new airport, created a new airline, ran business model that makes sense, is going to be in charge of discipline. What does that tell you? First of all, I expect the media to say, run with the headlines that, oh, the PDP is the most organized, most democratic party in Nigeria. Why? Because you can compare us with our rivals. Then I expected the media to say, bravo, PDP, you dodged a bullet, your party did not implode. Then I expected the media to say, wow, we are learning how to manage complex situations because of the experience of the PDP, and to say that party is made up of matured men. And if anybody else in the media wants to spin it any other way, my response to them is simple. Those who are not members of our party do not have the power to direct how we're going to run our party. And our party is not the national soap opera that people must say they are
Mr. Sowunmi, if I'm
when
important,
they see us, you know, getting by, reconciling and moving on. And once this has happened, I think I expect everybody in Nigeria to say, congratulations, PDP. You have demonstrated again that truly you are the most...
Mr. I'm happy you landed. Now, this is the point. Nobody wishes anybody bad. Let's be very clear on that. Now, what is going on for people that are perhaps not happy is the fact that because of quote-unquote the indiscipline and quote-unquote the anti-party activity of within your political party, your party lost the presidential election. In fact, some people have said if you were able to put yourself together, Kwankwaso, who got 1 million, Peter Obi, who got 6.1 million, if you added that figure, President Bola Tinubu wouldn't have had a chance to become president. But because of this thing that looks like some level of disagreement in perpetuity, 2015, the PDP lost an election. 2019, the PDP lost an election. And 2023, the PDP lost an election. There was a G5 that was clear on their position. And so people are feeling now that this may endorse the culture of impunity. Doesn't that worry your party?
Okay, thank you. Thank you that you have gone as far as 2015 when PDP lost. And that you also remembered 2019 when we felt and we truly believe we were cheated. And you remember 2023 where all Nigerians and friends of Nigeria agree that we ran a sham of an election. The justices, no, come on, let's not go there. All I would just say is this. Even when we were all together in 2019, were we able to prevent them from cheating us? And when people decide that they want to leave the party, the constitution of the country allows people to freely join and freely leave. We may have assumptions that if everybody had been on board, we would not have been beaten. But we don't know that for sure. These numbers that we are banding, okay, Peter got this, Kwankwaso got it, they may not be completely, you know, they may be mutually exclusive. There may be numbers there who would not have voted for us if those guys were with us, and who voted for them because they were not with us. And so I like to say that election management is the biggest desire we have for the country. We desire that we should be able to have a clean, a credible, a transparent election, so that when we finish an election, we don't need to be guessing as to whether we've been done short, the people have been cheated, their suffrage have been taken from them. That is settled. On the issue of discipline, a political party that has our history could not have gone into a NEC and scapegoat one or two people. They have set up a disciplinary committee. That disciplinary committee is led by a former governor, a former Senate president, and someone that people think is even a president in waiting. Why don't we just give those people the opportunity to receive memos, to receive petitions, and to consider same, and then decide whether there are no smokes that cause the fire, or are we going to stay there? That's that. The other thing is this. The 2023 election must have an end date. People must not insist that because we had a very unfortunate 2023 that was clearly all over the place, that the party does not have the right to say, okay, enough. Now we want to close rank. Now we want to reconcile as much as possible. And in any case, a committee has been set up. For me, I always say, we must always recognize that a political party in some instance is a microcosm of the larger society. And you will compare political parties with political parties. Leave their candidates for now. Are you going to compare PDP with who? Organizations that don't even understand how to run parties, or organizations that you all and I have here, we have never seen anything that remotely resembles what we do. And don't forget that in a political party, it's a constellation of interest, caucuses and all that. You have to clap for our people that they were even able to go through with it with zero, nothing or untoward. Would you have preferred a situation where they went to a meeting and they started throwing chairs and behaving like hooligans? We have done what we've done. The NEC has taken a position. Our constitution is clear, except for the National Convention. And the people that went to that NEC, with due respect, all of them have to own the decision that they all jointly made. We can't now start saying some people won, some people lost, some people are advantageous, some people are not advantageous. You know why? Because everybody that is due and recognized to come to the NEC was there. They may have better information than the media or than me and you. They may have other reasons why they are taking decision. They may be privy to design of the party's future that they are looking at. And I can guarantee you, the PDP has lost top-level members before, and it didn't die. And if people are too upset and we cannot beg them, we cannot persuade them, we cannot encourage them to take it easy and let's just keep trotting on, believing that onward Christian soldier, they can do whatever they think is good for them. No one has tied them there. If I get fed up, I'll leave. But you can't say that a statutory organ that we all cried and clamored and begged for will now come and take a decision. It doesn't have to agree with me. Neither does it have to agree with you. That's what is called party discipline. And hello, how many times have the PDP done primaries or congresses? And some people will think they fixed everything. And they will get to convention and it will be a different result. Why are we in a hurry when we still have our 3 years in front of us before we are called upon and called to bring ourselves to the people and present ourselves? A political party cannot be working only to produce candidates. A political party must be working to deepen democracy, to strengthen its own institutions, to obey its own rule and regulations, and to show people that it's organized. And in all of those boxes, PDP ticked it the last couple of days, with the high point being the NEC. And we should be proud of ourselves.
There are two parts to this.
It didn't meet all our expectations, but we're proud of how far we've come. It's better than where we were yesterday.
All right, there are two parts to this argument. Now, there's a part of the party members and there's a part of the people who every political party, whether it's the APC, the PDP, or Labour, or whatever party, goes to during election cycle to decide to support. And it is based on the posture or the posturing of that political party that they choose to support that political party in a democracy. So an honest question, how do you think Nigerians perceive the PDP right now, given at what played at the election, what happened at NEC, and today? Are they seeing you as PDP as a weak party, indecisive party, or a strong party, honestly?
We're not a political party that is going to be led by the nose by people who are not part of our party or do not understand the workings of our party. For a political party to take certain decisions, the Constitution gives that power to certain organs. Some of the things that people would like to see, like some strong discipline, like some expulsions and all of that, you can only find them in two places. Either with the NWC as constituted, who have the responsibility for day-to-day running, or you find them with the NEC. The NWC have been managing the party the best they know how to. I'm not saying they're perfect. I could certainly not say they're perfect. And then we pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed until we got to the NEC. If we get to the NEC of our party, it's like saying we're going to the Supreme Court. When we went to the Supreme Court, we did not agree with the position of the Supreme Court on the 2023 election, but there has to be an end to litigation. Same way, we may not agree with all of the decisions that has happened, we would have had some expectation that they could have given us something that the people will be happy about. If they want the head of Brutus, they better give us the head of Brutus. If they want the stabbing of Caesar, they better stab Caesar and get the people what they want. And if they want the head of John the Baptist, they better give the people that. After all, even the people said they wanted Jesus, and Pontius Pilate watched the sound of it. That said, we will have to respect the organ that is empowered to do that. And I've also said to you, they have picked the next date of NEC, the next NEC, unlike what happened before. In between this NEC and the next NEC, do you know how many things can happen? The disciplinary committee may have concluded its work. You don't know what they're going to say. It's like saying you want to be sub judice. Let us give the disciplinary committee the opportunity to listen. They are not aliens. They are in this country with us. They read, they hear the papers, they get the opinion of people. But I want to say to PDP followers across the country, relax. You don't have to fear men more than you fear God. And they may scheme as we are scheming. They may plan as we are planning. But I can assure you, God Almighty, whom we all believe, at least those who profess to follow the books and the prophet, is the best of planners. And on that, I think that, except that the media wants us to say, oh, when we got there, we boxed ourselves. When we got there, we beat ourselves. When we get there, we suspended some people just to entertain them. That's not how a political party is run. Those who are not members of our party must have to respect the decisions that constitutional authority in our party has taken, no matter whose ox is God. And I think if you listen to the leadership and you read some of the comments of some of the top leaders, you will notice that, don't worry, we're happy with the decision, we'll live with it, we'll work with it, we'll plan with it, and we'll push for its future. Why? Because PDP is still the most organized democratic political party in this country. We are not a fiefdom of just a few people running a clique culture.
All right, Mr.
They wake up
Sowunmi.
with the money, they pick the laws they are going to obey, they pick the ones they are not going to obey,
right.
they do as they like. We don't even know how they remove
Mr. Sowunmi,
their past chairman,
if I may
how
butt
they got
in.
the new one. The new one is having trouble. Are you guys going to compare PDP with that?
Well,
Or is it with
that's
Labour Party?
Mr.
I can't even make up their mind
Mr.
what kind of party they are.
Mr. Sowunmi, it's not a battle between the media and PDP. You politicians can do what politicians do. Our job is to ask the question, which is what I am doing, based on facts available to us.
And that's why I'm answering you. Which
is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So, because we've seen, after that election, we've seen defection in the hold on, sir, hold on. We've seen defection in Rivers State of those members of the House of Assembly. That's one of the points where there are implosions. We've seen impeachment within your party in Edo State. A day or the day before the NEC, a few days before the NEC, G60, led by Ikenga Ogochinyere of the House of Reps, said that it's either Damagun goes or they leave. And as at today, the Post put up being disappointed with the appearance of the FCT minister and the rest in the caucus meeting. He has not taken it down. So would you say this is just an uneasy calm or resolution has been achieved? 30 seconds.
I thank you very much for all of those high points you raised. They are valid points, and the anger is valid. The disappointment is legitimate. But the question is that, where does the PDP constitution put the authority to look at all of these issues and come up with a decision? It expects that our governors, made up of about 13 of them, are also alive to their responsibility as party men. It expects that our state chairmen are also listening and knowing what is required. It expects that our BOT, made up of retired men of timber and caliber who have been there, done that. It expects that our Senate caucus, it expects our Rep caucus, it expects our former vice president. We have two of them sitting. And then if those men collectively take a decision, are we now to say that we are smarter than them or more brilliant than them or we have more information than... Nobody bullied anybody. If they had been bullied, we would have started smelling it first from the governors' forum meetings or from the caucus meeting or from the BOT meeting or from the NEC. And now people say, why did Wike come? Why did this, why that? The answer is very simple and straightforward. His Excellency Governor Nyesom Wike has made it abundantly clear that he is serving in the APC government as almost the Minister of FCT, and that he is a member of the PDP. Yes, there's a duplication there because we have our suspicion. Is he loyal to us or is loyal to them? How else is he supposed to prove his loyalty? We have never seen him in any APC meeting, but you've seen him in PDP meetings. And you know he's not the type of person that is not brave enough to say, I'm going. And if you are talking about the politics going on in Rivers, I would just say, let me land on this.
Okay, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. We're totally out of time.
My position is very clear. Governor Wike cannot tell us that having battered a successor of his liking, he's not going to provide all the wherewithal for that guy to succeed. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has a duty to tell Governor Wike in the firmest term that no, the business of governance is difficult and you know about that. Stop distracting him, but it does not stop him from being a PDP man. We loaned him to APC, and by the grace of God, at the appropriate time, we'll take our thing back. Since they can't find anybody good enough to work in their party.
Mr. Sowunmi, I must thank you for coming on the program. I'm smiling because we're used to politicians being this optimistic, literally, and showing so much optimism and strength within. But time
the business
will tell.
Of who we vote and who we voted for is that of the people. Our business is to market ourselves.
We wish you
are the owner of the suffrage. It doesn't belong to politicians.
We wish you the very best. We wish your party. We're going to be here by the grace of God to watch how things play out. Sowunmi is a former governorship aspirant in Ogun State. We must thank you for coming on the program. Thank you.